Hi, I'm Mark. This is my December review for Gemini Sun sign and Gemini rising. We start the month with Neptune going direct. Now if you've got your Sun or a planet near to 20 degrees of Gemini, then you will be quite personally affected by this. Because Neptune is 20 degrees Pisces, so also if you've got Sagittarius or Virgo, if you've got planets there at 20 degrees, you'll also be drawn into this event where Neptune goes forward in the 10th house for you. Now if you've learnt the lesson of the 10th house, which we spoke about back in the summer, and that was the understanding of power and authority in that 10th house area. And if you have understood that and you've used it wisely and compassionately, then you'll surely gain the benefits from that work. On the 4th we have our new moon eclipse. This is a solar eclipse, total one, but can only be seen at the lower parts of the southern hemisphere. Now this eclipse happens in Sagittarius, your opposite sign, and it's your 7th house. So there's a lot to be going on with here. There's a lot of involvement with other people. It's to do with partnerships, whether it's a business partnership or a relationship. It's to do with negotiations and diplomacy. This is a time when you need to take into account the needs of others and work alongside others. You'll gain the most out of this new moon if this is how it goes. Now, the other thing with it being in Sagittarius, it's a time where you can have rapid growth. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. It's a time of expansion. This is a time where you could start a new relationship. This is a time when you could redefine or improve an existing one. All relationships are brought into effect with this new moon. So you've got 2 weeks now to work on these and to do the best you can before the focus of attention will change to you when the full moon is in your sign of Gemini. Between the 5th and the 12th we have a period of high Mars energy. Now Mars is in Scorpio, which is the rules, but also he's in the 6th house of everyday work and daily routines. So this is a time you can really put lots of energy into this area and you can achieve so much. Now understand you still have the new moon, so it's good to work alongside others. It's not a time to go it alone. And with on the 5th we have the Mars Pluto sextile. This is a good time to combine with others. You can achieve more in teamwork. On the 6th we have Mars Jupiter, which will enlarge things. Jupiter enlarges everything it touches, so the Mars energy will be expanded. The only thing you need to be aware of is you might expand too much. You might get too overconfident, or you may get a little bit too above your station. So just keep things real. Concentrate on the task. You can get so much done in these 6 days. On the 7th we may have a little bit of an interruption or a little bit of dip in that Mars energy as the Sun makes an opposition to the black moon Lilith. Now it could be some kind of fear sparked by what somebody says to you, but don't take this too seriously. This could be quite illuminating if you think of it in the right manner and you analyse it. It could shine a light on an area where you maybe need to change direction or change your objectives. Then on the 9th we have extremely intense sexual energy because we have Venus coming together with Pluto in your 8th house of sex. So this could make it really nice, exciting experience within a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, the intensity of desire will be great. Now these two will meet again, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. The reason why these two meet up again is because Venus turns retrograde. Now she goes retrograde on the 18th and will pass back over Pluto towards the end of the month, and then we'll keep going backwards until she turns direct and we'll finally catch up to Pluto again on the 3rd of March next year. So there's time to work with these energies. Now with Venus retrograde in the 8th house, the lessons to be learned are about developing a proper respect for other people's money and other people's property. Also to develop a value system within ourselves. Now the Pluto energy combined with Venus will be about power sharing within relationships, getting the balance right. So there's plenty to do and plenty of time to achieve these goals. There's so much going on, so much involvement with other people. On the 11th it might be a good day to have a day off. Just take things easy, because physically you might be a little bit under the weather as the Sun makes a square to Neptune. This could lower your vitality for a day. But your mind will still be active because you've got Mercury making a positive aspect to Jupiter. Jupiter's in that 9th house of growth and expansion. So it's a good day to just sit and maybe plan some new adventures, a new holiday, something to look forward to in the future. On the 14th we have Mars now in Sagittarius, so is in your 7th house. Now he makes a conjunction with the South Node, which is obviously opposite the North Node in your 1st house. So this is a day when you need to balance. Always with the nodes there needs to be balance between the past and the present. You may feel drawn on this day. You may feel drawn by what you want and your needs against the needs of others. Now, you don't need to get in a fight about this. You need to just be more understanding and to look for long-term gains. So it may be that you have to make a small sacrifice to get to your long-term aims. And it could be that you feel like you're being pulled in two directions at the same time. This could be the past pulling you back. Your past behaviour patterns could be trying to get you to do that same thing that you've always done, whereas the North Node wants you to approach things differently. Perhaps look at a similar problem that you've had before in a new light, and maybe work towards the higher good for everybody concerned. On the 16th we have Uranus and Saturn coming together yet again. This has been the big aspect of the year, and we can see it playing out in many areas of life. It's where you have the rebellious Uranus who wants change and will force change up against the stoic structure and organisation of Saturn. Now what we need is creative change. We need change that comes gradually and is brought in and to replace something that's already there. You can't just get rid of something and have nothing to put in its place. So this may be playing out in your life. If you have any planets around 10 to 14 degrees of Uranus, which is in Taurus, then this could be affecting you very personally. Otherwise, this is more of a generational aspect, but we can all learn and understand and realise that we can't keep making the same mistakes in the future. On the 19th we have our full moon. Now the full moon's in your sign of Gemini, so if your birthday's towards the end of Gemini or you have a late degree of Gemini rising, this is going to affect you very acutely. Now the focus has been on others over the last couple of weeks. Now it's time to bring the attention back to yourself. Don't forget others, but just make sure you are the priority for the next week or so. Now there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to take on board now, because you've got to try and integrate your mental, intellectual side of Gemini in with the moon and the feeling nature of the moon. If you can integrate the two, that will be fantastic. You can learn and develop. We also have an aspect from Jupiter to the Sun, and this is a good time to plan something new. Maybe a course of study, a holiday abroad, something that will also enrich your life. Now, you also have that involvement with others because we've got Mercury, your ruler, making an aspect to Chiron, who's in the 11th house. And this is the house of friends and groups. So you could find that you are elected to be the spokesperson, either for a group of friends or a group that you're involved with. It's a good time to take up that challenge, and this will help to develop your leadership skills because they may be called into question now. On the 20th, you may have some messages or some kind of communication coming through from the unconscious that will guide you and help you to maybe see an old problem with new eyes and a new way of solving things. Then on the 24th, Mars is going ahead and making a positive aspect to Chiron. This is a day when you can overcome adversity, you can overcome any problems, anything from the past that maybe hold you back. You'll be able to overcome this and take that Mars energy forward. On the 26th, your mental awareness and state will be highly sensitive because your ruler has an aspect with Neptune. It can be very good for imagination and bringing through new ideas, but you also could suffer distraction, and you may be drawn away from your tasks with a little bit of fantasy. Then on the 28th we have Mars making another aspect. This time it's to Saturn. Now this will give you real focus. This will be practical energy. You'll be real. This is reality. This can really get things done. And if you are working with someone else in a partnership, you'll be an inspiration, and they will take note of what you do and follow you. There's three aspects on the 29th which could bring a little bit of confusion. The first is your ruler Mercury coming together with Venus. Now Venus is retrograde, remember, but you could gain insights now into relationship patterns or experiences that you've had that will help you to be more effective with your communication within relationships. But we also have the Sun making an aspect to Chiron, so there could be some past insecurities within relationships that come up, and these may sort of haunt you a bit, but you have to overcome these. And the other problem is that Jupiter makes an aspect to the Moon's nose, so your beliefs may be at odds with those of people around you. So again, that's another obstacle that you need to overcome. But with any aspect to the nose, you need to get balance. So you need to listen to other people's point of view and accept that their beliefs are different from yours and try and reach a compromise. To finish the month, there's an aspect on the 31st which could give you some kind of realization. The Sun makes an aspect to Uranus, who's in your 12th house, so there could be something coming through from the unconscious realm. Could be something that's a eureka moment that can help you to understand yourself better. And if you can understand yourself better, then you can in turn understand other people better. So there could be this new discovery, but also there's a sort of an uplifting effect of this. You'll feel very alive mentally, and you'll want to delve into things and look at things that will interest you and excite you. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a message, I'd love to hear from you.